Hey, welcome to another edition of SNG News, which is our show we do sometimes every week that discusses and shows all the things we do here at the studio. This week's, as always, has been a pretty full week. We started off by Monday. Well, see, Monday I worked on the robot a bit, I believe, and I started a sculpture too, which I'll show you in a minute, for my art show that I'm going to do about my interactions with UFO phenomenon, which we're going to have a full art show of in a couple, 2-3 months. But then we moved on to getting ready for being on national radio coast to coast with Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, which is an amazing program. Jimmy's an amazing guy, an incredible host, and I was on for almost 3 hours into the wee hours, about 10 o'clock at night. And that was an amazing experience for me. If you want to listen to the recording of the live program, Jimmy has it up as a podcast. You can go to this link right here, which actually takes you to our But Something Is There website and our new page for news and media that's been happening with me quite a lot. There's also a podcast with Whitley Strieber's Dreamland Radio, which you can listen to, and there'll be some more stuff there pretty soon. On Tuesday, we had the wonderful pleasure of having Rick Sternbach here, and Rick and I have been friends for a very, very long time, and of course Rick, you will know for all his work he's done on Star Trek. He's done lots of other stuff, and if you listen to our podcast and follow this link here to Podbean, you'll be able to listen to the podcast that Mary and myself and Rick did, where he talked in depth about his career and how he got into the business, and he talks about his work on Star Trek and all kinds of amazing stuff. I found out things about him like he won a Hugo. I mean, that's like a huge deal. I mean, I'm more impressed by that than an Emmy. So, but he got one of those too, because he's a very talented guy. So I'm sure you'll want to listen to that. And you want to listen to all our podcasts, because we do such a variety of subjects, a lot of movie effects people, but a lot of other different people from all walks of life too. Also, I want to talk about our dear friend, Dr. Chris Landon. It was his birthday this Tuesday. And if you watch right here, you'll see what I gave him for his birthday, that Aboriginal cave painting that I did. I knew he would love, and it would be great for his house, which he's put up there, and we're very honored that he did that. And also, Chris, the doc, has become now someone who we share SNG Studios with, and he is very much sort of an executive slash producer, supporter, helping us with the productions we're about to do, because we're going to be doing a production called The Hypothea, which you'll hear more about pretty soon. We're also going into 5 more episodes of But Something Is There, which he is very much involved in and very much a supporter of. And we are about to launch a campaign on July 28th on Indiegogo to raise the money to do more episodes. And I'll post more about that. But also on the 28th, that Saturday night, I'm going to be on Coast to Coast with George Norrie, Jimmy Church, and Whitley Strieber is going to be joining me. We're going to be on for 3 hours talking about UFOs, our careers, about But Something Is There, and all kinds of amazing stuff. So you want to tune in and listen to that if you love that subject matter. And then you take a look at our Indiegogo so that we can go into production soon. So here's my favorite fellow, my favorite robot in the whole world. Sorry, Robbie, sorry, B9, but this guy rocks. And, you know, it's hard to build as a Robbie or a B9. It really is. It's so intricate. And what I've been working on are the legs. And this one's just foam core. And this one is foam core, but now it's been sheeted with styrene. And eventually all these seams will be filled and sanded, and this will be a very rigid piece. So I've got both the legs going here, and once they're finished next week, we're going to move up here and add the tubes right here for the arms and build the forearms. And the hands are being done by Vase and the students there who have been doing this in AutoCAD, or maybe it's SolidWorks. They gave me a test of what they're going to do, which is really, really quite good. It was just a little bit small, tiny bit on the small side. So we're going to have them make this a little bit bigger. But yeah, I could have made these. I didn't need a printer, but they offered to help. And you know what? Never look a gift horse in the mouth when it comes to doing a lot of work like this. This would have been, really took me a lot of time to do by hand. So yes, I can see the advantage of having a printer sometimes, but this is the only part I'm going to have done. So, so that's been going along very well. And over here I've got several balls, okay? What I did is I figured out the circumference, or actually the diameter of the arm socket part, which there's kind of those parts that protrude out right here, which I haven't built yet, and this fits right in here. This is exactly the right size. I got this from Kitcraft in Studio City, where I've been purchasing products from for years, and you can purchase stuff online from there. They have just about everything you think that people don't have, including 6-inch diameter spheres like this. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to make a mold on this on the outside, and I'm going to pour stone on the inside. And what this means is I'll be able to vacuum form an outside piece and an inside piece that will fit inside each other and do this, just the way it is in the movie. And that will be hooked to a tube, which supports the arm, and the fin will be up here. So that's that one for that part there. And then looking around, this is from an old planetarium. I like planetariums. I get the cheap ones off the market and I make them, improve them, and sleep under the stars at night. So this piece wasn't needed. This piece happens to be exactly the right diameter for the hips. So I'm going to pour into this and then vacuum form off the stone buck. And then there was this one. This one was really pesky, and this is the one for the knee. And you can see here, there's the ball for the knee, and this is exactly the right size. I measured the diameter here. It exactly fits that, so that will be the ball that goes in here. And again, I'm going to vacuum form 2 halves, put them together with some 030 or 04 plastic. So he's coming along really well. A few more weeks. Should have the hips on, the arms, and the waist is quite easy. Now, you all know I've been working on this for a long time, and this is completely built from scratch. Every single part on this model, from the canopy to all the wood work and the ribs inside, the internal structure, everything was built and cut out of wood by hand from plans. And so I ended up with this beautiful Aquila, Airtronics Aquila, which is a kit. They don't make it anymore. And this, well, I can feel it trying to get lighter when I drop it like that. It's a 100-inch wingspan, and they don't make it anymore. And the only way you can get one is to scratch build it yourself. So I'm going to show you how this works, and I'm just going to, well, first of all, I'm going to turn the radio on. Yep. I'm going to plug in the power. That's another battery that's being charged. It's just now gone off and topped off. So here we go. This is the speed brakes. So when I'm flying, these are down like this. And then when I'm coming in for a landing, these things are really hard to land, gliders. They just slip through the air, and you think, oh, it's going to be easy. It doesn't have an engine. I'm just going to come out over the top of the slope, come around behind me where there's no lift, and drop down in the nice grass. And it keeps coming and coming and coming, and you're back out over the slope again, flying over the beach. And it's like, God, you go around and around trying to slow it down more and more and more and more. With these, that problem's all over with. It'll just kill the lift, and it'll come right down, and you can have it to different degrees, or you can do that or that. Anyway, I like to goof around. This is the up and the down, and the up and the down. It's a full flying stab, and this is right and left. That's our rudder, and that's all there is to a glider. There's just 2 servos inside here that do all the work right there. There's the receiver, and under here is the battery, which is wrapped in Velcro so it can't come out, so it stays very, very firmly in place. The top is held. These get taped down with vinyl tape to attach the wings, so they're removable for when we actually transport it. Magnets hold the top down, pretty well. And that's it. And what I do is I go up to the edge of the slope. There's lift coming up the slope. You can feel it pulling the plane, and you just launch it. And with one hand, we're holding onto this. And then once it's free, you get the other hand on here, and you come back like that, and you start turning and flying the slope. And hopefully, weather permitting, tomorrow, that's what we're going to do. As I think you'll recall, we made this nice mold for the handle. This is the original master that I made for the laser blast gun. And today we just pulled out the first part. I have to remove the flash here and the flash here, but the part came out really, really nice. And all this just gets lightly sanded and smoothed out. And we've got this lovely part to fit into the back side of the gun body, which will be cast from this mold here with the barrel on it. That we'll be doing next week, but bit by bit, I'm getting more and more done on the laser blast gun, and a lot of the hard stuff we're past, so it's coming along well. And this is all being covered, all this stuff, the build of this, the build of the laser blast gun in our, or on our in-depth videos that are available to our subscribers at our Patreon account, which you can go to the link right here. And if you want to join, it's $3 a month, and that's 10 cents a day. Sometimes I forget and say 50 cents a day. No, it's 10 cents a day. And it gives you access to our articles, photographs, all the things we don't share with the public, but our articles and our videos teach you how to make things like this part from this mold, and how to make this mold, and how to make the part out of raw materials around the shop, and eventually produce something that looks like this. And that's the value in your $3 a month, because you can learn how to make things like this, or you can learn how to make things like this, which I just started, Monday. And what I did to start with is I needed a form to sculpt this creature. And I didn't have anything around that would really work well. So I took some blue foam I had, and I cut, it was just thin stuff like this, and I cut sections, and I built up this whole shape with the shoulders and the neck and the head, and then I wrapped plaster bandage gauze around it, and then I was able to start putting clay on it, and that was as far as I got in 3 hours time, which was pretty darn far. So now, just to show you, one of the things I don't like about this right off the bat is the eyes are too wide apart. So that's really not a problem. All I gotta do is find a tool I like and go in here and do this. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while now, and get these eyes just a bit more open and not so darn wide there. And right away you can see how much that changes the look of this, and you get to watch a little sculpting live at SNG. And that, for me, immediately improved this. But you can see how soft this clay, it's a water-based clay, and you can sculpt very quickly with it, which is one of the reasons I like it. You can mass it out fast. You can carve wrinkles like this, and then you can take a brush and some water. I don't see my water here anymore. Oh, there it is. Water down here, and smooth all this stuff out really nice. Like that. I want to shape all this a bit more, but I like this even better now that I've done this. So, and that's, you know, how quickly you can mass out a sculpture like this out of just water-based clay. and then make a mold on this and produce it out of anything from silicone to latex to two-part casting resin. And it doesn't have to be a creature like this. It could be anything. It could be an elephant, a Frankenstein, anything. And these are the kinds of things we teach you and show you how to do at SNG. I want to thank you all for your support and your love, and we love you a whole bunch, and we'll see you next week.